Tell us your coming out story of being psychic medium.
Which one? God, there's a couple.
Oh. Okay, so when did you know that you were a psychic?
Well, I guess I had like those stereotypical stories that you read about people, having experiences when you were young. I don't know. I feel kind of blessed. I had parents who kind of encouraged kind of searching around and developing these abilities. I think the first time I really came to terms with kind of understanding that I had abilities of some sort was when I was in high school, and I was in show choir. Yeah, way before Pitch Perfect, and we went on a school trip, and I just got a set of tarot cards, and I had no idea what I was doing with them. They were something from Barnes and Nobles, and I brought them down for fun. And at the time, I still didn't really know everybody like really well in my group, and I just started giving out readings. I had no idea what I was doing.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
How old were you?
15, 16. I was a sophomore.
Go girl.
Thanks. And it was kind of crazy because I started to get really detailed information about people that they would have never told me, and I even prophesized a few things for people, and I don't think they don't even remember me telling them this, but like I read the newspaper and stuff afterwards, and like got all these acclimates and things, which I'm like, I called it. Mm-hmm. So
nailed it.
That's when I kind of started, and it's been kind of an interesting, a little bit of a struggle, mm-hmm. balancing and understanding them, but really not until the last maybe 2 years of meeting you, and we'll get into that story a little bit later as well, but coming into my abilities and using them in different ways, have I kind of been comfortable coming out and saying that I'm psychic and that this is what I do for work.
This is really Dan's coming out.
Massage therapist, and I have clients that have no idea what I do, but
you're just knowing everything about them while you're rubbing them.
Well, somewhat, but rubbing them. Yeah. So what about you? When did you first know that you were psychic?
Well, just had terrible, terrible, terrible anxiety. I couldn't leave the house. Sometimes I always thought I was dying, and it was like a brain aneurysm, an ulcer, a freaking, I have cancer, like everything was wrong with me all the time. And then one day, I was working in insurance, and I met Wolf Mother. So if you read my blog, you have read about Wolf Mother and all she's done for me. And I call her this because she likes to remain anonymous. She doesn't want people to know her real identity. It's very secretive. So Wolf Mother actually came up to me one day and said, "Girl, you do not have anxiety." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've been on meds for a long ass time. I have anxiety. No, you're picking up on energy. And I'm like, who? So I toyed around with that thought, and I started to play around with the idea, okay, maybe I am picking something up. So I was sitting in my cube, just tapping away, and all of a sudden, I started to feel those anxiety symptoms coming on again. And before I freaked out, I said, well, let me see if Wolf Mother knows what she's talking about right now. So I'm sitting there, and my chest got heavy, and I'm like, okay, who's here with me? And something just popped in my head of, oh crap, what was his name now that I'm thinking about it? Bill or some random name. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, what did you die from? And my chest got even tighter. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to go with a heart attack. And then all of a sudden I felt like a really fat man. And I'm like, this is interesting. I'm like, okay. So, why are you here? And I just kept hearing Kara's mom. Well, Kara sat in back of me. So I turned to Kara and I'm like, do you know a fat man named Bill that died of a heart attack that's friends with your mom? And all the color drained from her face. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, shut And she's like, why? And I'm like, I think I'm a medium. And she's like, oh my God. So that's when I knew.
That's when you knew.
That's when I knew. That was my coming out story. Go to the website and click the link for
Do you want to tell me
to
what
send
the
it
website
to.
is?
I will. It's www.ourpsychiclivesshow.com. It has everything on there. Links to ask us questions. We are also asking that whatever topics you want us to cover, like, we will cover anything. We're pretty balls to the wall, pretty open about whatever it is that you want to know about. Oh, you can just hit us up from the website, or you can tweet me too. You can also subscribe to our show. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like over
right
here.
here.
Subscribe.
All right. So we, as we kind of always say to our clients, we ask many blessings to spirit upon you, and we hope to see you guys again soon sometime.
Oh yeah.
All right. Bye, y'all.